Number 4 is investing 15% of your income. So I'll put number 4, invest. And what you're going to do now is after you have this $2,000 saved up in a savings account, and after you don't have this high interest debt anymore, now what's going to happen is anytime you get this paycheck, you got your net money coming and hitting your checking account, you're going to take 15% of whatever's in there. So for every $100 you make, $15 is going to go into an investment account. So there's a few different ways you can do this, and it depends on what your risk tolerance is. One way that you can do this is you can open up a separate checking account in your bank, and anytime you get paid, 15% of your paycheck can automatically be withdrawn from your checking account here and be deposited here. The reason is you want to make sure this money in your investment account is going to build you wealth. You don't want this money going to buy you a new TV when TVs are on sale. We talk a ton about investing on our YouTube channel, which is why if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you should do that. But there's a few different ways that you can invest this money depending on your risk tolerance. If you don't like to take a ton of risk, one thing that you can do that will give you a guaranteed return on your money, guaranteed, is you can pay down now your remaining low interest debt. So that means your mortgage, your student loans, you can use this extra cash to pay down your debt faster, because now if you pay down your student loans 1 year early, you're getting a guaranteed 6% return on your money. Because if you're paying 6% interest to your student loan lender, and you paid off a year early, that 6% interest you no longer have to pay to your lender. When it comes to paying down your debt, there's a couple of different strategies that you can use to pay down your debt quickly. One's called the debt snowball, and the other is the debt avalanche. The debt snowball method is where now you're going to pay down the smallest debt amount first. So if you have 5 different debts, one that's $15,000, one that's $3,000, one that's $400, one that's $12,000, and one that's $600, what you're going to do is you're going to find the smallest debt. I think that was the $400 one. It doesn't matter what the interest rates are, you're going to pay down the smallest amount of debt first. That way you can get the small wins. Psychologically, what that tells you is, wow, I just knocked down one of my debts, and now I can go to the second debt and then the third debt. So you're going to go in order from the smallest to the biggest, and you're going to ignore interest rates on this because your goal is just to get the small psychological wins. This is the method that Dave Ramsey preaches because he finds that this is what keeps people on pace to pay down their debt, because now you're getting those small wins. The other option is the debt avalanche method, where now you're paying down your debts by the interest rates. You find the debt that has the highest interest rate first, and you're going to pay that one down first because that one's costing you the most money. Now, over the long term, if you can stick to both of these, then the debt avalanche is going to save you more money because you're going to pay less interest. But if this debt snowball method is what you can stick to, then do that. It doesn't matter which one you do. I just want you to pay down your debt. So if this one works, do that. If you would rather do this one, then do this. You can invest this money to grow your mind. So that means you can use this money to buy books. You can use it to buy classes, to attend seminars, things that will enhance your mind, enhance your financial education. That way you can make better decisions with your money, maybe earn more money. Or if you don't have any debt or you want to be more of an aggressive investor, you can use this money to invest directly into the stock market or into real estate. One of the most effective ways to invest this money into the stock market is to create an automatic passive investment. But now, instead of creating a separate checking account for this, what you can do is create a brokerage account that will automatically invest your money every week or every month whenever you get paid, and anytime you get paid, so you can tell the brokerage how much money to take out. 15% of your paycheck is going to automatically be invested for you every single pay period. So whether it's every week or every 2 weeks or every month, you can decide this, and now this money is automatically invested. You're not even going to see it. Anytime you get paid, this money is automatically going to go into the stock market, and this is going to build another investment account for you that's going to be working to build your wealth without you physically having to do anything, because it's all passive. If you want to learn more about how to do this, our team has written articles about this on our website, theminoritymindset.com, and I'll also link an article for you up here and in the description below. By the way, this type of investing is called passive investing. Or you can use this money to invest in real estate. And when I say real estate, I don't mean a home that you're going to live in yourself. I mean an investment property that you're going to rent out to somebody else. The other option, if you want to be more of an active investor, is you can put this money into a separate checking account, and then whenever an investment deal comes your way, maybe it's the business idea you like, maybe it's real estate, maybe it's a specific stock that you want to invest in, when this money comes your way, then you can deploy this cash as an investment, but it needs to go into a separate account. That way you know not to accidentally touch this money and use it to buy a new TV or use it to buy AirPods, because it's in a separate account that's only going to be used to invest and build you wealth. As you are doing this, what you're also going to be doing consecutively is number 5, saving some money, because now what's going to happen, you have 15% of your paycheck going over here. You also want 10% of your paycheck going here to your savings account. Remember, the savings account is money that you're using for emergencies only. Okay, and once you have this $2,000 cushion built up, that's a small cushion, but you need to build that bigger. You ideally want to have 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved. So if you're spending $3,000 a month, you want to have a minimum, a very minimum of $9,000 saved up. And if you really want to be a big saver, you can save a year's worth of expenses, but I don't recommend really saving more than that, because after that, inflation is really just eating away at your savings. But in order to build the savings account, you need to build a system where now some of your money, here 10% of your income, is going directly to your savings account anytime you get paid. So again, this is a separate savings account, and anytime you get paid, for every dollar you get paid, 10 cents is going to go directly into the savings account. So if you make $100, $10 goes here, because now you are going to automatically be saving money without even thinking about it. And you need this cushion to protect you from any sort of emergency that will happen. That way you can sleep easier knowing that if something bad were to happen, you don't have to go into debt because you have the savings cushion built. Remember how I said the 4, 5, and 6 happen at the same time? Well, you're going to be investing this money at the same time. You're going to be putting this money away for your savings at the same time. And you're also going to be doing number 6, which is spending at the exact same time. So what's going to happen now is, in this account, your checking account, you are now going to be left with 75% of your remaining net pay. So I guess you can call this your net pay, because this net pay was after your taxes and your 401k, and now the 75% is after you paid yourself. It's after you invested your money to build your wealth, and it's after you saved your money to protect you. But this is where you have to be careful, because now you need to know the difference between a need and a want when it comes to spending your money. This is gonna sound like common sense, but as we all know, common sense isn't very common. When it comes to the spending money, you wanna make sure you spend your money on needs before you spend your money on wants. Now, what you need to do is you really need to understand the difference between a need and a want, because that might seem obvious, but people's financial decisions speak very differently. You need a car to get to and from work, but you just want the newest BMW. You need a phone. You just want the newest iPhone. You need guacamole. You just want to pay the store $5 for an extra side of guacamole. I want you to be able to buy and afford all the wants that you want. But you need to make sure you can afford them first, which is why you need to prioritize your needs before your wants. Because if you don't prioritize your needs before your wants, what you're going to say is, oh, Jaspreet, how do you expect me to save 10% of my income and invest 15% of my income? But then at the same time, you have $450 going to your car payment every single month. You're spending $100 a month on your cell phone, and you're paying $120 a month on your monthly massage membership. You need to know what your needs are and your wants are. Right now, you need to become wealthy, which is why you want to make sure you're paying yourself first by investing your money and saving your money. Now, based off of this money that's left, you need to live off of this money, and the only way that you can do that the right way is by knowing what you need and what you want. Your car, your cell phone, eating out, and buying drinks outside are some of the biggest wants that people are turning into needs. I get it, you need a car, you need a phone, you need food, but you don't need a Beamer. You don't need the newest phone, and you don't need to be eating out 5 times a week. Those are wants that we're turning into needs, and that's destroying your ability to build future wealth. Everybody gives the example of how much money you could save if you just made your coffee at home instead of going to Starbucks. Well, I don't drink coffee, so I can't relate to that, but I drink tea. I like nice teas, and if I want to drink a nice tea, it's gonna cost me something like 25 cents to 35 cents, and we're talking nice teas, for making a glass of tea at home. If I bought the same tea outside somewhere at the coffee shop or at a tea shop, it is going to cost me at least $3 for the same tea. Now, if you're also eating lunch outside, which I know a lot of you are, it is gonna cost you, assuming you're eating healthy, $14 to get a wrap and soup. If you made that same wrap and soup at home, assuming we're using nice, healthy products, it's gonna cost you something like $4. So $10 here and another $2.50 here. $12.50 you can save every single day, 5 days a week, just by making your tea at home and just by making your wrap at home instead of treating this want as a need. And if you just calculate out how much money this would save you over the course of a year, because there's a lot of people that are eating out for lunch every single day, and there's a lot of people that are buying their tea or coffee from outside every single day, that's $2 and some change plus $10 and some change. Let's say $12.25 times 5 days a week times 52 weeks a year. That's more than $3,100 a year that you could save to put towards your investments or towards your savings just by understanding the difference between a need and a want. This one's pretty simple to understand, but what about those impulse purchases? You're going on Amazon and you see a special deal on a new coffee maker, or you see a brand new deal on a new massage gun. What about that? Well, one of the things that you can do to help understand the difference between a need and a want and really think about these purchases before you actually spend money that you don't want to spend is using something called the 24-hour rule. The 24-hour rule just says that before you make one of these impulse decisions, breathe and tell yourself you're going to wait 24 hours before you make that purchasing decision. You are going to find that you're going to stop yourself from buying a whole bunch of unnecessary crap that you're never going to use just by thinking about it for one day. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to continue your financial education journey, I have another video that I think you'll love. All you got to do is click that button right over there. And for those of you who want to stay up to date on the top finance and business news, you can join Market Briefs, my free financial newsletter, by clicking that button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.